Well, welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal weekend by the time you see this video here. Great kickoff to the week. Friday was really phenomenal trading again. Really excited about what's happening with these markets. Let's talk about a couple things. Obviously, there's, as we've been talking about for quite some time, geopolitical events, real estate issues, interest rate issues, banking situations. So, with all those different things, going on, we're going to focus on not the noise that's all around those different things, but what's actually happening with the market and keep focused, just like an instrument rated pilot, keep focused on the instruments and not all the noise or what we think is happening around us here. So as we take a look, let me get my dome off the thing here for a moment. It's a nice trading though, $1,500. But let's talk about that because there's risk and there's reward. And so let me show you how I handled some of that risk today. So first of all, with the weekly chart here, weekly chart, we see we're sideways and technically damaged on the channel here. We've been going back and forth with that. So this is just kind of a neutral stance. So the weekly chart not helping us, not really hurting us. Everything's just kind of neutral here. You can see down below on the trigger, we're basically right at neutral. You can see here on the stochastic, we're right at neutral there. So nothing really happening there at this time. Let's talk about the daily chart. So daily chart's been kind of back and forth through this area, and so certainly technical damage. And it's always easy with wealth charts to spot that. You can take a look and identify these different things here with like different tools like the technical damage tool, which will help you spot those things when those are happening. So with that being said, same thing here. You see we're not really breaking out of that area. We're not really breaking down through that area. Just kind of a neutral area here. And so as we're taking a look at the next opportunities, then, what we do is that's where we got to focus on the instruments. And so like in wealth charts, we have the power scanner and wealth scanner, a couple of two powerful scanners. This is a great way to find different opportunities. So like with wealth scanner, we've talked to you about this for quite some time. Very powerful tool. It finds the hottest scoring algorithmically best opportunities out there. And and so that this one's been out there and looking real good. And so, in fact, if we take a look at some of the other factors with it, you see it's been really high for quite some time here on these different time frames and that. So looking pretty good for quite some time. CDNS is one I've talked to you guys about many times over the years, right? NVIDIA here, same thing. NVIDIA doing really well here. Notice that what it's doing is it's pulling right down. The champion trend is just looking gorgeous. The champion cross, it pulled into the champion cross, pulled out of the champion cross, pulled in, pulled out, pulled in, pulled out. And what are those? All those areas where it comes down to the champion cross, comes back out. Those are all re-entry opportunities. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. But so you can see the wealth scanner, old faithful inside of wealth charts. It's unique to wealth charts there, and it's a phenomenal tool to identify trades when the market's neutral and there's all sorts of noise around the world. This just kind of cuts through the noise. Then you've got power scanner, right? So power scanner with the champion trend pack of tools here, we've got all of these different types of alerts, and there's different ways that you can scan for those alerts as well. The key thing to go ahead and note here, this was actually important for me today. Let me actually see if I can pull that up for you. Okay, so we found it here. So this was what was firing off here earlier today as well. This is what it looked like. So, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow were all going ahead and firing off very bullish signals. We're going to talk about that in just a moment because that's kind of thing I'd see whether you're looking for a daily chart, a weekly chart. You love to see that bullishness, and you can really filter that down. Just remember that. You can filter down what you're looking for, what you want to see for bullishness, to cut down a huge list of symbols. Like if I wanted to, I could actually add in here, well, show me things only that have bullish, breakout forecast. Or I could click that, and then make that list even smaller. So, but what's nice about that brings us back to where we were here. So initially, this market was, of course, full-blown sell side earlier in the day. Looking, pretty rough. You can see the market was in a downtrend earlier in the early morning session, and that's this right through here. So it looked gorgeous on the hourly, it looked gorgeous on the 5-minute. Notice what it did. It pulled back into that all-important champion trend pack of tools, came right back out, pulled back in, came right back out. Gang, I tell you all the time, this is a phenomenal place for entries and re-entries and re-entries and re-entries as it's coming back out. Those are huge, huge, huge opportunities. Well, then it started turning around to the upside here into the afternoon, and that's when it started pushing up, pulling down in the re-entry. That's where your entry is. pull back in, here pulls back out, there's your entry. Pulls back in, pulls back out, there's your entry. Pulls back in, pulls back out, there's your entry, right? So, and then even here into the end of the day, as I'm talking to you right now, as the market's closing up for the day, it just did it again. Pulled in, pulled right back out. Now, from a risk management perspective, for those of you especially that are trading on intraday margin, in my humble opinion, I don't think you should be doing intraday margin trades right at the end of the day, because you don't want to get trapped in something and then your broker says, hey, well, you owe us extra money for that overnight if you're using intraday margin. But nonetheless, all afternoon here, it fired this off. And that's what was happening with the Champion Trend Pack, the power scanner here, which is for all Wealth Charts members. These are huge, huge, huge powerful tools. Even on the 1 minute chart, you can see it pulled out, came back up, pulled down, came right back out. These are big moves that we're talking about there, gang. When you're looking at that, just even this was 39.57 up to 39.85. So the 28 P points right there. Those are significant moves when you think about just even that small move right there. You're talking about basically $1,400 worth of movement just in that area right there, let alone all the pullbacks and resumptions. So now it helps makes you understand why I was focusing on the resumption type trading today. Even in my own trading there, it grows about $1,500. And then of course the looking for these types of things with the power scanner. So I wanted to make sure you saw that. So putting it all, wrapping it up in an important bow there. The daily and weekly charts are basically neutral. So we want to, for a swing trading, we want to focus on things like power scanner, wealth scanner to find some of the most exciting swing trade opportunities, whether you're a stock or an options trader. Then on an intraday basis, take that same tool like the power scanner, for instance, right here, and then look at it and take a look what's happening. Are we on the south side of the hourly chart? Are we on the north side? Because notice that this morning we went back to the north side of the hourly chart, and then you can see what happened with the 5 minute and the 1 minute, of course, and that's so focusing on the long side. It's always better to and have the hourly chart with us, and so from a risk management perspective, I always try to let you guys know that. But when you have these massive accumulation bars, we had 3 accumulation bars back to back to back. 1, 2, 3, and then it crossed back above. You can bet your butt I'm going to be focusing on long side trades there, and that's what I did. Even this movement from right here was approximately 39.76 up to just shy of 4,006. So right about 30 points just in there as well. Not to mention all the pullbacks, resumptions. So that's why the Champion Trend Pack tools with these types of tools is so important to seek out these types of opportunities. So make sure you're looking at the power scanner, looking at the wealth scanner here for swing trade ideas for their power scanner for swing trade and longer term, as well as day trades. Like I showed you, this is what was firing off there earlier when it was so bullish and so exciting. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of perspective there. And what I'm focusing on, with my trading here in my live account, that's real money there, gang. That's not fake. That's not simulator money. It says right there, live. It's as live as it can be. I certify it. 2022 was great, my best year in recent memory. 2023 has been far better. And so I'm trying to share with you what I'm actually doing in the here and now. And so what you could do is go over to joinwealth365.com and get signed up there, because in about 23 days, that's the next big public education series of events. Plus, we got huge announcements, new things for wealth charts, which is going to be hugely exciting and release. And join the Wealth Charts Nation there. But join the Wealth 365 Summit here in a few weeks. We've got best-selling authors, economists, all sorts of incredible people, first-time people on the show, as well as your favorites, historically. So you're not going to want to go and miss this. So go to joinwealth365.com, because, gang, I'm focusing on the types of tools, the types of strategies, the types of indicators that I'm looking at. And like I said, 2023 has been absolutely phenomenal. Now, past performance is not indicative of future results, but as I'm going to keep focusing on the strategies that are working for me now and manage that risk and use these Champion Trend Pack tools along with, other favorite tools there that you guys have seen me teach you about inside of Wealth Charts previously. So a lot of great stuff happening here. And so I'll look forward to going ahead and seeing you at the upcoming Wealth 365 Summit and in videos leading up to that. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for being the world's greatest students. And thanks for listening here and trying to learn something from a swing trading and a day trading perspective. And I'll be focusing on both of those a lot at the upcoming summit here. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.